If you've been diagnosed with ocular migraine and want to know about treatment strategies and options to have in your toolbox, stay tuned for today's video because that's what we are talking all about. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amy McMillan. I'm a vestibular physical therapist in Northeast Ohio. Thanks for joining me, and let's jump right in. So first, let's start with what is an ocular migraine. The brain has neural excitability. So basically these neurons in the brain, they start to fire, it spreads through the brain and causes this activity where we're getting abnormal sensations, headache, vision changes, sensitivity to light, sound, smell, nausea, you name it. Ocular migraine is just a variant of that. It just happens in a different area than some of your classic migraines, and it happens to hit an area of the brain that affects the vision. So classically, ocular migraine is described as a loss of vision, either a complete kind of central loss of vision, so that center of your eye just kind of goes black, or you can lose partial vision. You can also have an ocular migraine that is like a twinkling or zigzag, and it may or may not accompany a headache lasting anywhere from 5 minutes, but typically less than 60 minutes. So how do we treat those ocular migraines? Let's go through 5 different strategies that you can use to treat or prevent your ocular migraines. It's not any different than typical migraines that you might have with that classic headache, or even a vestibular migraine where you're having vertigo with or without a headache. So the number one treatment strategy for preventing or treating ocular migraines is going to be identify your triggers. Just like with other migraines, it really is no different. Common triggers might be bright lights, computer screens, the phone, visually busy places, dehydration, food triggers, hormonal changes, stress, or weather changes. So the biggest thing that you can do is try to identify any patterns that seem to trigger your migraines classically. And identifying food triggers might be one of your biggest strategies in preventing ocular migraines. I do have a headache migraine workbook and tracker that I will pin down in the comments for those of you who might need to have a little help identifying food triggers or to keep a diary of your headaches. It's full of great information, so I'll pin that below. The second treatment strategy is going to be medication. I've actually had quite a few patients that, despite trying to identify or modify their triggers, medication works really well for ocular migraines. These are calcium channel blockers, tricyclics, and also anti-epileptic drugs. Those are all 3 common in dealing with treatment of ocular migraine. And you'll just have to talk to your doctor or your neurologist in finding the best medication that is a good fit for you. Number 3 on my list is consistency. So the brain does not like these ebbs and flows. It likes to stay consistent. So make sure you are using a consistent hydration schedule, kind of keeping yourself hydrated throughout the day, not skipping in the morning with a ton of caffeine and then only drinking 4 glasses of water at night. Make sure you're spacing those glasses throughout the day. And also sleep regulation. Make sure you're getting consistent amount of sleep that's right for you. My body, I tend to only need 6 hours. If I sleep 8, it's too much. But some of you may need in the neighborhood of 8 to 10 hours for your brain to feel healthy and good. So do what's right for you. Just try to keep it consistent and not have huge fluctuations in your schedule. The number 4 strategy is to make sure you're not having any hormonal fluctuations. So ladies, if you are on birth control and you think that you are having increased ocular migraines around the time of your cycle, or if you're in peri or postmenopause, consider going to a functional medicine doctor or physician that specializes in hormone imbalances. Get your hormones checked, try other birth control options, maybe even cease those birth control options, and look for alternatives that aren't making your hormones fluctuate and causing those migraines in the first place. And the number 5 treatment strategy is to maintain a healthy blood pressure. So increases in blood pressure can lead to increased migraines. Personal story, my husband would get ocular migraines after a heavy workout. So his blood pressure was kind of in the pre-high stage, and then he would do some kind of plyometric aggressive workout, and about 20 minutes into that workout or after the workout, he would start losing his vision, and just in one eye, and then a headache would hit about an hour later and he would have to go to bed. So we knew for him, his blood pressure was spiked too high. So we had to talk to the doctor and get that blood pressure under control and not do exercise that was so intense that would spike up that blood pressure. A couple little extra pieces of information for controlling migraines would be to stay active. Remember, we want to aim for 150 minutes of exercise, moderate exercise, so a brisk walk, swimming, cardio, to boost that blood flow up to the brain, perfuse it with good chemical neurotransmitters, oxygen, all that great blood flow up to the brain that keeps our brain healthy and happy and can prevent and reduce our chances of migraines. There's a lot of supplements, and I'm going to do a video on that soon, that are associated with prevention of migraines, but I'm just going to list them off quickly. Magnesium, B2, coenzyme Q10, omega-3 fatty acids. When it comes to supplements, just like with medication, make sure you talk to your doctor, but in the research, those are in the top of preventing or decreasing frequency of migraines. So hopefully you found that video and information helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And until I see you next week, stay healthy, stay steady, and stay strong.